just playing games with friends, and I look over at my phone, just kind of glance, and I see update. And up until this point in the month, it was like a ticking time bomb that I was just waiting. I was just waiting for it to drop because the days kept going by, and I was like, the end of Act 1 still hasn't dropped yet. It still hasn't dropped in the month yet. Well, now it has. So it's literally like 2 in the morning, but I could not even wait to read this. I just really, really am excited to see how this is going to get fully wrapped up for this act. And I'm interested to see where this is going to go from here. How is this next act going to be set up? Because at this point, they have kind of fully integrated a lot of the old Homestuck 2 plot lines into Beyond Canon in a way that, like, kind of more accurately aligns with the way that they're telling this story. And these last few updates, the visual novel, this last update which was the absolutely phenomenal animation S break, a lot of these felt a bit more like they were starting to have free reign over the story. They were starting to take some more creative decisions that didn't feel necessarily tied to what was happening before the switchover. So that makes me wonder, what's it going to feel like now that basically all bets are off? What wild direction are we going to go in? So, yeah, the date is March 23rd, 2025, and we are going to be reading the update from today, which spans pages 717 to 756, a bit of a longer update than what's been going out recently. So, let's see what this has in store for us. I am very excited. Going right off of the tail of S break, we got introduced to Helltier Vriska, which is a crazy name. Rose, all the jokes have been really funny. Rose having to face the consequences of her actions. Jake and Jade are being a badass, being two badasses. And yeah, let's see how this act ends. Level complete. Let me make sure this is 175 should be good. What do we got here? Double binded inhibition. Piaget in a blanket. Or Piaget. Somatic spark. Coping machina. Deja vulnerable. Heuristic grace. Burning midnight toil. Productive ember of society. Muy caliente. Transcendental gleam. Trolley solution. Trolley solution is great. Walk therapy. Descent horizon. Full esteem ahead. Hot limit. And hellfire. This is such a rad design. It's so cool the way that it like kind of blends elements of Vriska's regular god tier with kind of a, her piratey like aesthetic. Be past John. How past? How past is this? What are we looking at here? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What is happening? Slice, slice. Ah, whoa, whoa, something just happened. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go like frame by frame. What the hell? John, be present. Oh. Oh, this is the meteor. And it just got blown up. Okay. Rose's face. Yeah. What? This didn't go how you expected it to? Huh? Oh, hi, Rose. Got a little something on your forehead there. Yeah, I know. Hey, John? Yes? Am I still alive? I think we all are. I see. The thanks for playing is burning down. Uh-oh. That's right, Rose. Face the fucking consequences. Oh, this devilish ass grin. Oh, and over here we have Yiffy and Tavi. Yiffy looks very distressed. Jake being given a blanket by Carcat. Oh, that's cute. Wait, what is this? I know that this is the statue of Dave. What is that? Is that Rose? that's the that's the traumatized Rose. And then Roxy carrying Callie. Oh. What's wrong? That's wrong. You're not dead? That's surprising. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Are we actually maybe gonna get Jade redemption? I know that this story has made fun of redemption arcs, but like there are a lot of Jane fans who are very unhappy with the way Jane has been taken. Understandably so. I always thought it was fun, but she's kind of powerless right now. Like, Heltier Vriska is clearly way above Jane's pay grade. She has all these god tiers and incredible fighters against her right now. Like, she's on the back foot. She is not really able to do anything right now. Are we actually gonna? I can sense a timeline where she reluctantly has to give up and then slowly becomes part of the team again. You know, we'll see. Or she just doubles down. That's also an option, I guess. This design is adorable. Oh my god. I love it. I love it. She looks great. Well, that was fun. Super fun. Thanks for the obnoxious laser assist. My gander bulbs are still sizzling with delight. By the way, I was telling me Vriska was back on anyone's agenda. That's her? Should we talk to her? What happened to her? She sliced a ship in half. Is that what you're gonna look like when you're older? I mean, I don't know, probably. Even the fire? When does a fire start? Shut up, please, I'm trying to listen. Figured you'd pop a vessel over it. Decided to keep that out of your briefs. I'm the only one around here watching your blood pressure. And your briefs. Don't mention it. Just one grown adult helping out another. I mean, damn, Carcat, speaking of grown, look at you. Alright. You're like, yoked. I know, right? No, please. Everyone else here has had well over a decade to marvel to an astoundingly inappropriate degree over my glow-up. Let's all look at you, waltzing fully formed into our lives just in time to conveniently interrupt a complex military operation we've been planning for months. Why are you an adult now? Weren't you about yay high a few hours ago? Don't tell me you knew about this too. She was on the news. You know, the programs on the TV? The ones that go to great lengths to denigrate you as a malicious terrorist and occasionally speculate on your sexual proclivities. Oof, oof. You're right, Jane's head. I also thought that was in poor taste, as we've just covered sexualizing Karkat as low-hanging fruit. Also, Vriska abducted our daughter. And got her thrown in jail. Shut up, narc. Why hit me? She probably saw it all in the news anyway. Why open your big fucking mouth about it? Because I'm still mad. Yo, what were we yell whispering about? Ah. Is anyone else feeling like their brain got knocked loose from the blast? What was even the point of all that? Everything seems exactly the same. Besides Vriska looking like Lucy Liu from Charlie's Angels now. Is that what the machine was for? Making Lucy Liu's? Not that I'm complaining, but... Let me try to adjust this a bit. Still trying to get the hang of this new camera angle. Okay, hold on. She looks way more like Sandra Bullock from A Time to Kill. Or the infinitely better Miss Congeniality. Yeah. Actually, let's not talk about movies anymore, or which two completely different women from a defunct alien society of Vriska, who is an adult now, may or may not look like. I think they're both equally good if we're sharing movie opinions. Wait, are you naked under there? Well, dude, why? You've got to get it together, man. First of all, shut up. Secondly, he's naked because unlike some people, he was contributing to the war effort. Even if it is some sort of perplexing that necessitated the complete obliteration of all his clothes, he's a goddamn war hero. Huh. I guess I am. You sure are. Now pull that cape tighter. There's children present. Ahem. So, now that I have everyone's attention, there's some stuff we need to get into. Here's the plan. The plan actually is that there's a hell of a lot of logistics we need to get into regarding the next steps of ending a planet-wide military and societal conflict that you've got nothing to do with. Except, I guess, for the cool coup de grace you just did. So, thanks again for that. She looks so good. Step on. We got scale and flight of sea cow. I always accidentally start making her like Australian, like Jake accent. Ah! Shucks and shit, people. Not sure what's left to try. I mean, look at her. Come on, Kingfish. What is this? Amateur hour? You blow all your gumption out when you were stuck in the battlefield like a human lens flare? Clearly we gotta give this dirty girl a bubble bath. I'd rather not. I've been 20,000 leagues under that particular sea more times than a fellow might care to remember. Oh, yak. Talking about dipping it in acid. Oh, that should work. Or if it doesn't, we could give her the old mummy treatment. Jade did a bang-up job with Dave. Thank you. Or we could just smash her with a hammer. Hey, so... John said, okay, let's kill this guy with hammers. Look, as much as I'd love to spend the rest of the afternoon testing out various capital punishment on Jane's head until something sticks, there's an annoyingly vast array of vital intel we need from her first. Wow, okay, can we pause for a second? Yeah, what kind of intel? Not what I meant. Do you know where Jane's head keeps her political prisoners? Do you know which secretaries are fully loyal to her, and which of them are going to want to work with the provisional government we set up? Or how we're going to manage the economic transition? The economy? Have you thought at all about the fucking economy? Do you know any of her passwords for that matter? I guess not. I do. You do? Yeah. The passwords anyway. Problem Sleuth was 0. Really? Honk _ enjoyer 66. I'm with her. That's crazy. I do what I want, heart. This guy again. Why are you even here? I fucking live here. Lived, I guess. All rocks and rubble now. Thanks again for that. Dude, where were these passwords when we were at war? Are you kidding me with this shit? Maybe if you ever stop by, I'd have an opportunity to fucking tell them to you. Called, at least. Not even on my wriggling day. I was literally the most wanted man on the planet. It wasn't exactly an option to pop down to a very conspicuous public monument whenever I please. Besides, it's not as if you actually even care. You're just guilting me for kicks. Maybe I do care. Really? No. Fuck you. Blood on my slippers. Whatever, man. None of this matters for shit. Not even in a relaxing way anymore. My food is ice fucking cold. Fuck, guys. Has anyone stopped to consider the real cost of this war? And I feel so chastened right now. Here I was, narrow-mindedly pursuing justice for my people and foolishly trying to purge the insidious influence of a dangerous crypto-fascist from our stunted utopia, when right under my cartilage nub, our bravest warrior Solix was being forced to endure a suboptimal sandwich. It was pizza. Oh. Stop shocking her. Wasn't me this time. Wow, great banter. Really missed you guys and your shenanigans, but seriously, the point fucking being, we have an industrial-sized tube of crucial logistical toothpaste we need to squeeze out of Jade's head. And then, obviously, after that, we can go ahead and kill her. Okay, fuck. Time out. Slow the fuck down. Jane's head's not gonna, get, a trial or something? Jade, help me out here. Jake? Callie? Well, I suppose they are all entitled to their opinion. Did you hear that, Carcat? The dithering centrist wants us all to slow down. An inconceivable development. Yeah, wow. Maybe we should hear Jane's head side of the story. All sides matter, right? Let's just pull a Project Paperclip, fully rehabilitate her. Psst. Damn right. Oh, for fuck's sake. Politics. Jesus fucking Christ, she's ahead. What more can you take from her? Yeah, I'm out of here. And where the fuck are you going now? Wash the blood off my shirt? Guys, you don't even understand what just happened here. So, I've actually been trying to get to that, in case anyone feels like listening. I've been trying. Is she still just walking around headless while her head is elsewhere? She's pulling a fucking Velma my glasses with her head. I've been away for a while, and how was it? Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, but I can't keep it in any longer. I need to know. Actually, for everyone's benefit, I think it does behoove us to provide a little context. You see, hey, Calliope? Yes? Can you do me a favor? What's that? Please. All due respect, shut the fuck up. Here's the long and short of it. After which I never want to explain or hear this shit explained again. First thing you all need to understand is that this universe is a sort of funhouse mirror image of another universe. What? We're shutting the fuck up now. Anyway. Roxy and Calliope brought me to a machine they built to stabilize the singularity of the black hole that contains the entirety of this universe. The reason they brought me there was because that black hole is in the process of collapsing. And when it does, everything here is fully and utterly fucked. Apocalyptically, end of the world fucked. For reasons I'm not going to get into, but long story short, have to do with me being kind of a big deal. They brought me to the singularity to do something about that and hopefully save you all. So I spent 8 human years, fake ass measure of time, by the way, from my point of view, trapped in the singularity, gaining the power to do that. Yes, Calliope, I can see you raising your hand. What? What was it like in there? I'm glad you asked. Most of it sucked. Like pupating all over again. But I had a few good people in there with me. More cookies than was reasonable, and I'm proud to announce that I learned a lot of shit about myself. Most importantly, I know for certain where I need to be, and I have more power than I know what to do with. enough to save the universe? I guess this is the awkward part. So, no, not this universe. Unfortunately, I think this one is just about played out. You peaked. Now I can just bust everyone who matters to me out of here before it collapses. Even me? Who the fuck are you? Yo, Bob 5. Fuck off for a bit. Roger. That's good. Wait, hold on. So you're saying all our shit is like doomed? Extremely doomed, yes. Seriously, stop interrupting me. But as I said, I can get all you guys out of here. Heltier gave me a pretty comprehensive lay of the land, metaphysically speaking, and we can move on from this bummer altogether. Including the children. Of course. That's actually where shit gets real interesting. Turns out they're all needed on the other side for a very, very special game. Wait. You don't mean... Oh. But I do. No way! What? Why not? I'm not going anywhere with her, and I'm certainly not letting my daughter anywhere near the game. Lest we forget, we also have a whole fucking society to fix here. While I'm of no disposition to agree with my other half said, she's right about this one. We haven't really got the wiggle room for this here we go again hullabaloo. Well, once we agree on something. No offense, but isn't that what you're all stuck doing anyways? At least this way you could all see what an actual game looks like instead of this crapshoot you got stuck with. And then what? Watch you play hero again? You've only just returned, and you're already right back to dragging everyone into some self-aggrandizing and probably highly dangerous redemptive bullshit. It's just not productive. It's not even funny, Vriska. At best it's boring, and at worst it is incredibly sad. Either way, I am not particularly interested in participating in that kind of mess all over again. Once is enough. But it won't be the same, because I'm not the same. I'm done trying to play hero. Then what is your game? That's it. I don't have one. I'm normal now. I feel like that's stretching it a little bit. Oh, stepping out of frame. I love when they do this. I don't know. I just fucking love when anything does this kind of frame breaking stuff. Dude, whatever. I'm not doing this anymore. I have places to be and seers to see. So listen up. It's been awesome to see you guys again, even if you all keep fucking interrupting me. But I'm even more done with this place than I was 8 years ago. The Hell train is leaving the fucking station. People love to fill these seats up before we depart. Choo-choo. How are we supposed to even believe you? Maybe none of this shit is true and you just want to bounce because you hate this place. Why even bother taking us? Just leave. Because I like you guys, more or less. I want you to be okay. But honestly, if that's not what you want, fine. Whatever, okay. I know my limitations. You do you, I guess. You could all stay here, putting all your energy into trying to salvage all this. Who knows, that might even work. Or you can all get out of your own way and help yourselves as a second chance your good buddy Dirk set up for you. Dave did. Dirk? Dave? It's your choice. Are you coming or not? What do you fucking mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Are we actually doing this again? Are we actually doing meat and candy again? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, right? This has got to be just like a one-off thing. There's no fucking way they're doing this. Okay, well, I'm going to click on the first one first. If this is what it appears to be, that is fucking insane. But we'll see. You are coming. Okay. So, okay, all the adults, the kids. Yiffy. Nudging Tabby. What's she saying? What is she telling him? Get out of there? What's going on? What will you do? Jan? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She doesn't look the most happy I've ever seen her. Ooh. What's going on? What's going on? What the hell did Yiffy say to this boy? Come on. Oh, okay. The Omega Kids. The Omega Kids. They're getting ready to go. What? What is happening? What is going on? This is so weird. This is wild. Is this like, what is happening? Kids escape from above. Huh? No. Oh shit. Yiffy, I love you. Fuck you. The first fucking words that Yiffy has ever spoken in this comic. I love her. Off they go, I guess. Into meat. Oh, off they fucking go. No! Well, that settles it. Oh my. We have to kill Dirk. Dude, what? End of Act 1. End of Act 1. Okay. We need to go back. Because, no. Okay, here. So let's see. We go here, and there's you are coming, you are not. What happens when I press this? You are not. I see what's going on. Okay, it's not like splitting the timeline. It's just showing us the perspective of the adults rather than of the kids. That makes more sense. I thought they were doing the most batshit insane thing I'd ever seen and like splitting this comic into two or like making it into like a choose your own adventure. That would have been exciting, but also I would have fucking like lamented the amount of work that would require. So like I'm I'm not disappointed that that's not what it is, because it just would have been above and beyond and absolutely insane. But yeah, his shades were gone. Oh my god, this makes so much sense. Of course he's okay. Who just drops dead in the middle of a mission? What a thing to say. Seriously, show me an actual bullet wound or any real cause of death on this person. I bet he hasn't even got one. We have the body. We can undress him and check right now. Hell no. I already know he doesn't. Perfect. That decides it then. Dave didn't kill himself. He found a way out. And Dirk. Exactly. Let's not forget about Dirk. Guys, this is what we need to do. We have to go fight Dirk. Fight him? He's obviously like the new bad guy. I'm authentic? John, WT actual F are you talking about? Roxy, this is our do-over. Our meat. Nobody wants to hear about your meat, man. John, did you listen to a single fucking thing I said to you? Yes. Like, okay, you were right. This place is real. That means we've ruined a couple billion people's real lives. That sucks. We suck. Look how the last 20 years have gone. None of us are cut out to run a world. How long until one of us goes crazy again? Until we have to redo this whole war all over? I mean, some of the stuff Rose has told me lately, wow, kind of nuts. John, glass houses. And just what is it exactly that Rose said? Okay, I think maybe we need to calm down and collect ourselves here. Shut up for a moment. What did she say? Well, we were kind of talking about how messed up everything on sort of a fundamental level. How we messed up talking about how messed up everything was on sort of a fundamental level. She basically said she was happy everything was shaking out as it has been, which was nice to hear in the moment, but when you think about it for a little longer, people have died. Yes, John, quite a few fucking people have died. Also, that she's been married 20 years, but also not. It was all kind of over my head. Also, I sort of get it. Takes a depressed associative cop-out to no one, I suppose. I think I'm gonna be sick. Fuck. Guys, this is stupid. What are we even talking about right now? We're not actually considering this, right? Why? Because John and Rose need mental help? No offense, Jade, but you're right behind Rose on the crazy train. You can't even be trusted to be normal around a dead body. Or to name a baby. I don't even get what's going on in your head anymore. And I've really been trying, but no matter what, it all seems kind of dumb and random. Oh, I wouldn't say that. What do you mean? Jade's a pathetic, pathological liar, but she's not stupid. Nothing about any of this is random. Tell me, was a kid named Yevgeny Longstalking a joke Dave made, or did you just think he'd find it funny? Are we seriously talking about this now? The one thing he ever stood his ground on, and you couldn't even leave him that, could you? It's not that simple. She looks like him. That's what a happy accident. There were a whole hell of a lot of willing unmarried wombs out there. But you just so happened to stumble into the closest one there is to Dave. Wow, lucky. Huh. Holy shit. All those years trying to convince him to have kids. She must have lost her nerve. It's funny coming from you. Maybe the rest of you have a lot to catch up on vis-a-vis Jade Harley's desperation situation, but I lived it for years. Oh, poor me, everything gets taken away from me. Nobody ever considers my feelings. None of the friends in my life give a shit about me, despite always being there for me whenever I need a bitch and moan. Sure, Carcat, you really stuck around for me. Had nothing to do with losing him, or your own ability to communicate with what you actually want. What a great friend, you really had me back. You know what, Jade? I actually fucking did, despite having to pretend to have a yeast infection for like an entire year just to keep your greedy fingers off my bulge. Trolls don't even get yeast infections, idiot. Newsflash, fuckface, I knew you were lying the whole time. I didn't want to fuck you either. Well, now we know her ass is crazy. Oh my god, shut up. Okay, this is getting very heated and like mega weird. Maybe we should take a step back and try to collect ourselves. Don't you fucking touch me. You think getting shot in the head, like barely, is even half the recompense that's coming your way? I had a late player running espionage for me, and it still took us 15 shitty, grueling human years to win this embarrassing Rube Goldberg travesty of a war. All those weak-ass prognoses must have been a real riot. Carcat, please. I never tried to hinder the war effort. You must have used up all your hinder quota on sabotaging your relationship with your fucking wife then. But hey, works for me. We clearly never actually needed you to win, and now Kanaya finally knows you aren't fucking good enough for her. You never were. Are you crying? What the hell? Stop that. You don't do that. I think those might actually be real tears. See, this is what I mean. The only reason why things are even remotely better now is because of Carcat. He's like the only guy capable of putting all of us in our place when we start acting insane. And he's the only one that won't be around forever. What are we going to do then? Who's going to be in charge? Mina? Absolutely not. Yeah, not surprising you pipe up about that. Don't worry. It's not something we have to worry about. I got it covered. Varium? What exactly is that supposed to mean? Don't even trip on it, baby. We'll get there later. Okay, but look. That's all sort of besides the point. What I'm saying is, when I took that shitty candy 20 years ago, I felt like I was choosing to be an adult, to have a family, to like get informed about politics, have a normal life. But maybe we aren't built for that. It's like this place is a circle hole and we're a bunch of square pegs. And we keep trying to force ourselves to fit here, but the reality is we left our square hole behind. Could you perhaps try to communicate this to us in a way that isn't dependent on the imagery for literal infants? Respectfully, John, this isn't really making a fuckhole fragment of sense. Maybe I could do both of us a favor and set you straight with a swig of this flask. Calm those negative nerves. I'm not explaining this right. Listen, I've tried taking Roxy's advice. I have been paying attention. I've been involved. And I can't shake this feeling that maybe there is such a thing as too much freedom. That is terrifying looking. John, I'm glad you've been happy, Roxy. You've done so well for yourself, but that doesn't change the fact that none of you are good people. Because you're so great? No, not at all. That's my point. I only had like half a foot in my own kid's life for 10 years. And I was a real jerk to you guys. I even emotionally cheated on my wife. Excuse me? And honestly, I don't even know how old she was. Dude. Though, to be fair, Roxy, you were probably emotionally cheating on me with your alien girlfriend too, so maybe it wasn't that bad. I mean, obviously it's bad, but we could have talked about polyamory or something. John, nobody actually wants to hear this shit. So, right, Carcat. Literally all I'm trying to say is, I'm tired of being anxious and uncertain all the time. I want to feel like myself again. And I think the last time I did was when we were all in the game. That's when we were all at our best, right? John, we all died. That didn't even happen to this you. Don't pretend like any of that affected you. Of course it did. Huh? Oh my god. No. Fuck no. You don't get to do this again, John. You can't just run away and try to erase everything to start over. I don't want to erase anything. I want to pick up what matters to us and find a way for us to all be happy. By throwing us and all our kids into a cosmic meat grinder, what is that even going to accomplish? I mean, I don't know, something important. Briska even said so. Who gives a fuck? John, this is what I mean. You have no idea what it is you actually want, do you? Being happy to you is just chasing after whatever it is you don't already have. And we know how that always turns out. What does that mean? It means, John, you're going to drag Harry along on this big awful adventure and then it'll end. And even assuming it ends well, he might get, what, 1 good year with you, maybe 2, till you get bored and angry and avoid it all over again, taking it out on him and pushing him away completely. That's not fair. I'm trying to change. Yeah, and who told you to do that? It's one thing to leave, but don't come back only to break his heart. Jade, what is it you want? Do you even like being here? Don't you want to see Dave again? Why is this so terrifying? Dead Dave's eyes are like reflecting them like skeletons. This is fucking scary looking. John, you're not killing my kid. Well, it's not only your decision. We should have a vote. Oh my god. What about you, Carcat? You wanted to say goodbye, right? Oh, are we talking to me now? Great, glad to have a word in. That said, not 5 minutes ago, you emphasized, in a moment of startling Egbertian lucidity, that I'm the only guy with his credentials to run this place. Horrifyingly, you may have even been right. I think I'm gonna drop the billions of people I need to save to relive our shared adolescent trauma and whip up a whole new world to ruin. Fuck no. Rose, you get it right. What I'm trying to do here. Yes, Rose, I'd love to know what it is you think about all of this. I think I'm having a fucking panic attack. I'm sorry, John. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Jake? Roxy? Please? John, I know things didn't work out the way you thought they would, but we can't just up and fuck off. I feel it in my gut. We can save this place. We have to. I spent 20 years being miserable, telling everyone something was wrong and getting told I was the crazy one. Just for you and your bone buddy to drop the bomb that I was right all along. And now you all want to go back to pretending like this is fine? That we just have to accept it? We're not doing this for us, John. You keep talking about something being wrong with us, yet not once have you asked yourself what we all have in common. You can't blame the game for everything. Playing it saved us. Children shouldn't have to make other children or kiss the corpses of their friends or know what it feels like to die. The kids have a chance here, John, to grow up like real people and do and be actually fucking normal. Jade, your daughter has dog ears and a tail. She's never going to be normal. Oh. I mean, deserved. Fair enough. John, you can't actually believe everything will be fine if we just leave, right? No matter where you go, John, you're still gonna be this. I wish saving you was as easy as snapping our fingers and going off on some other adventure, but we'll never be 13 again. And looking at you in that old outfit makes me nauseous. You're right, a lot of the time I don't like it here, and I definitely don't like what's happened to us. But it's our own fault. And now it's all we have left to work with. That's why the kids have to come first, John. They're the only thing left that really matters anymore. Fuck. You get the sense you may have missed something. Oh. Jane, now we're back to where we were at the end. You fucking idiots. They're gone. And then if I click on this is where this was. Okay. So then it goes through this. Yeah. I get it. And then you are not, and it shows us what was happening here. Okay. That's still a very fun way to tell that little part of the story. I love that. I actually really, See, that's one of those things when I talk about taking advantage of the medium, that's the kind of thing that I think is so lovely about this being a webcomic, is like, what a great way to portray two different things happening at once, where like neither side is really paying attention to the other. Is you literally click on two different links and read them as different stories, and then they converge on a page. Yeah, that's great. And then Kids Escape from Above, they're all going off. This is fucking awesome. These little few pages, all the kids here getting their heroic shot here, leaving with Friska, Yippee shouting, going away. just so good. We have to kill Dirk. End of Act 1. For real this time. Oh, man. Okay. I see what they're cooking. I see what the hell they're cooking. So, this is how the timelines finally converge. This is how Candy, seems like Candy is essentially just being wiped from the face of this comic, which was going to have to happen eventually if this was going to be an actual ongoing, like, real story. You know, like, there was just no way for these two completely divergent paths to continue on, just kind of meandering as they were, and reach some sort of satisfying conclusion. I expected this kind of from the beginning to happen at some point, right? Like, oh, eventually it's going to converge, and that's when shit's going to kind of propel into motion. Didn't know how it was going to happen, though. And this is an interesting way for it to happen, especially considering not everybody is on board for it. I think that's probably the most interesting part about this. Kids being on board is great. Also kind of awful because they don't know what the hell is waiting for them. They don't know what Spurb is like. They don't know the trauma, the hardships, the absolute fuckery that one has to go through in a Spurb session. So they're just all for it, which I think is pretty cool. I really, again, I love Yiffy's first words in the comic being "fuck you." That's so wonderful. Let's see what else about this update before I go on to talking about Act 1 as a whole. I'm going to talk about this update, then I'm going to read the Newspost, and then I'm going to kind of maybe reflect a bit on the entirety of this first portion of Beyond Canon. So, as far as the convergence of timelines goes, like I said, I like that the kids kind of don't know what's coming. They're totally on board with it. Vriska is really in an interesting place because she's still so Vriska, right? But she's like, she is showing the signs of maturity. Like, she really is not going about this in the same way that past Vriska might have. But she's still just so, you know, kind of just independent in her own lane, fucking do what she wants. Like, she's still Vriska, right? Which is great. I like that she's still characteristic of herself while showing that growth. New design is great. I think other characters. I like this whole conflict with the adults not really being on the same page. It feels like all of them kind of have a point, right? Like, this is their world. This is where they've lived their entire lives. So on one hand, it's like totally understandable to not want to just abandon it, but want to make the best of it to try to actually make something good of it. And on the other hand, it's understandable from John's perspective to be like, it's fucking over. Like it is what it is. We tried our best. This clearly isn't working. So, yeah. Rose being genuinely distressed, like more than we've seen her, I think maybe ever openly. Even when she's been extremely distressed, extremely upset in the past, I feel like she only lets so much of it show. This is Rose like rock bottom right now. Which is just wow. Jane, like I said, is an interesting case where she has essentially lost all of her power at this point. I don't see her posing any real threat to this group anymore. So is she gonna be forced to kind of come along on the ride and eventually be part of the team again? I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if she earns it, right? I don't want that to happen just for the sake of that happening. But if she earns it, if it's warranted, it could be an interesting way to take it. Especially in terms of reconciling with Jake. I think obviously she has done horrible things to everybody in this cast and everybody even, that we don't know, just in Earthsea in general. But Jake especially is someone that I think needs some kind of closure with Jane if she's going to stick around in this story. Karkat and Mina are kind of just doing their thing. It is still it's a running theme that Karkat is one of the only ones who's not going to live forever, which is sad to think about. And I worry about the implications of that on his future psyche. I think the conflict between John and Roxy is really interesting. The fact that, they've had so much discussion at this point over the validity of this place and the fact that Roxy like doesn't want to give into this bullshit of like, this isn't real. This is like just some stupid made up world. Like she lives there. She likes it, right? But John understanding that and still not really entirely buying it. And I think John, in his own motivations, in his own speech and whatever, also has these two completely different, like, interesting sides where on one hand it's very understandable, but also he kind of sounds like the high school football player who wants to get the team back together or whatever, who remembers his glory days. He always pulls out his little trophy or whatever. He's like, I remember when I used to play, I was the best. John is kind of given that energy, and it is a little pathetic, right? Like he is a little, he does seem a little desperate to feel relevant, to feel powerful again, to feel anything again, right? And so in that way, I think John is complex in a really interesting way in the story currently, where he is simultaneously so like self-centered and like unsympathetic to the others around him, but also he's like in a lot of ways very understandable. And we as an audience are kind of inclined to agree with him, I feel like. Because we do want to see this story move forward. We do want to see shit happen. We do want to see a plot. We don't want to just see the Candy timeline meander into bullshit forever and ever. I've said before, I love that it's like that. I get the point and I like it and I am glad that it exists. But it can't exist like that forever. If this is a story that's going to be told, Candy has to fuck off, right? Has to fuck off or fundamentally change. And so we as an audience reading this as a story understand John and agree with him in a lot of ways. But when we think of it from the perspective of in story, it's also easy to see how he's kind of up his own ass. So I like that. I like John's character a lot. I like Rose's character a lot. I like that Kanaya is Kanaya has become the sass queen, which I love. All of the characters have been given a lot of really interesting motivation and depth, and it's gone beyond my expectations for this story. And yeah, I just have to assume that a lot of Act 2 is probably going to be, I guess, the search for Dirk, right? Because we have all of these all of these parties are now headed straight for Dirk. We have the ship crew of DaveBot, AradiaBot. We have the ship crew of Dave and Roxy and Carcat and Calliope. We have this crew of the Candy adults. We have the crew of Vriska and the Candy kids. Everybody's gunning for fucking Dirk. And then, of course, we actually have Deltritus. We have Dirk and Rose playing their game, and we have Terezi just stuck in the middle of all this shit. Poor fucking Terezi. So it feels like Act 2, it's leading to a lot of travel, probably. I don't know exactly where it's going to go, but I foresee a lot of travel in the near future of this story. I'm just so fascinated to see, in general, how Candy converges with meat. Because it will be really fun to see the Omega kids meet the meat versions of the adults, because they're so much younger and have gone through such different experiences that it's just going to be really funny to see the reactions to like these totally different versions of their parents. But I'm especially interested to see what the fuck are the Candy adults and the meat adults interactions going to look like, because that's going to be weird. That's going to be weird to see. And it's either going to be really funny or really depressing, because they've had some different experiences that they're probably going to talk about. It's probably going to be funny and depressing is the real answer. Meet John is still in the cards as a returning character, since he's in Terezi's wallet. So, fuck. A lot of shit to consider, a lot of shit to think about, lots of exciting, fun things coming, I think. And I, for one, cannot wait to see all of it. But with the actual update out of the way, we can go ahead and read the Newspost that came out with this update. So, let's see what's up here. Monthly check-in, March 2025, by Chumi. Hello everyone, Assistant Manager and Artist Chumi here. The end of Act 1 is here. Being able to put a wrap on a lot of Candy shenanigans has been on the radar for a long time, and we're so happy it's here. No one left this update unscathed. The team did a table reading of this script, and all of us were having emotional reactions to what was being said. Act 1 may have just ended, but we've got a few interesting updates before the beginning of Act 2. There's going to be a fucking intermission. Awesome. We hope you enjoyed reading it as much as we did, and are looking forward to future updates. Additionally, we are aware that Homestuck.com is currently having issues. It's an unfortunate side effect of things that were set up by Viz. As fucking every issue with Homestuck seems to be these days. These issues have been communicated to the relevant techie website people, and they're doing their best to address it. Everyone is eternally grateful for their expertise. In other news, we're excited to announce that for the universally beloved 413, we will be collaborating with the amazing people at Honey and Butter. What is this? Honey and Butter. Oh. It's like a little kind of like the what was it called? The Requiem Cafe event. What is this? Macarons? Well, obviously I can't go to this. I'm on the other side of the fucking country. But that's cool. I'm glad to hear that they're still doing these fun like IRL collabs. We've done collabs before, but we wanted to try something a bit different this year. This one-day pop-up event will include photo opportunities with new standees, a Carcat plush giveaway, and the highlight, some never-before-seen limited edition character macarons that are exclusively made for this event. Not only that, but we've got event-exclusive merch in the oven as well. Delicious and cute and exciting. Some art teasers will be posted very, very soon, so keep an eye out on our social media profiles. We're very much looking forward to it, and we hope to see you there. Another exciting happening, to celebrate the end of Act 1, the Homestuck Beyond Canon team will be doing an AMA on Reddit. If you've got a burning question for us, make your way to the Homestuck subreddit tomorrow, March 23rd, 4 p.m. PST. So much is happening. Can't wait to see you there, whether it be at the AMA or Honey and Butter. Cheers. See you in the next news post. And I will see you guys in the next update.